Ladies and gentlemen, we are just 48 hours away from a Republican sweep in the House and Senate and impeachment of the president that we have, a wonderful president, mashed potato brains, for graft potential bribery schemes that are highlighted within the New York Post, Daily Mail, Federalist, and other publications. Hit subscribe, ladies and gentlemen, to this channel right now. Be here for the next couple of days, and for the next year, 2 years, we are going to have a truly amazing time on this channel. The entire country is going to read every single one of the emails that Rudy Giuliani and Matt Gaetz and Donald Trump and Marjorie Taylor Greene have read. It's within the Daily Mail and it's within the New York Post. So that's not going to be a stretch to impeach mashed potato brains. It's not going to be a stretch to do that. You're going to actually have evidence, in addition to the CBS News article of 150 suspicious financial transactions. You will have evidence of serious crimes. So, to my super chat, I cannot do this without you, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to support my live streams, if you enjoy these live streams, your super chat support is greatly, greatly appreciated. And so, if you want to talk about midterms, if you want to talk about any topic in particular within reason, please feel free to do so via the super chat as well. I don't have $20 million in venture capital funding like some people. So let's get started. Democrats could lose in New York, Oregon, and other blue areas. The economy is in turmoil. It's in free fall. Foreign policy is a catastrophe. You have serious graft, potential bribery schemes with money flowing into Hunter's bank accounts and Joe pocketing 10% of the money, according to Hunter himself in one of the emails. And then you have official U.S. foreign policy being altered. So it is not difficult, ladies and gentlemen, it is not difficult to point out the criminality because it's within the actual messages of those emails published by the New York Post, the Daily Mail, the Federalist, other publications. Okay, you're not going to be, you're not making anything up. See, the way Democrats work is they rely on media, Twitter in particular, to silence and suppress any discussion about their potential criminality. Democrats won't have Twitter anymore. They just simply will not have Twitter. So, really quickly, if you want to look at 538, 538 in October gave Republicans a 36% chance. So they're super duper extremely awesome. And by the way, everybody here, thank you so very much for tuning in. Eric Samurai, everybody here, thank you. Barbara, hello. In Nebraska, hello. JP, Web, hello. Megan, hello. Everybody here, hello. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Old Town, hello. If you look, ladies and gentlemen, I took a screenshot at around October 16th. On October 16th, you have, on October 16th, you had 538 giving a 36% chance. So Republicans won only 36 times in 100 after the 40 with after 40,000 simulated contests. Okay, you'd find that on October 26th October 17th, just about less than a month ago, 538 had Democrats easily taking the Senate. And I was saying that that's nonsense. If you can look at the segments on this channel, Crazy Oliver, hello. Obi, hello. And I was saying that was nonsense. Okay. You look, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to look at potentially a really fantastic, and to my super chat, I cannot do this without you. So if you want to talk about any topic within reason via super chat, your support is greatly appreciated. If you look, lady, and by the way, please be here. Please, please, please be here, people. I'm going to have live streams all throughout tomorrow and especially Tuesday. But if you look, okay, I'm expecting, well, obviously Nevada. So there you go with Nevada. That's, and then Arizona, Georgia, Pennsylvania, and New Hampshire, actually. I'm looking at 54 seats, 54 to 46. I'm looking at 54 seats. That's very possible, people. That's very Pony Soldier. Hello. That's very possible. Jewel C. Hello. That's very, very, very possible. Okay. And you look at the polls have been shifting, not just in like Herschel Walker's favor in Georgia or Oz's favor. Fetterman is like Biden 2.0. You might as well, you'd have a better chance deciphering the meaning of whale sounds, like sonar between a bunch of dolphins and whales, than a conversation between Fetterman and Biden. Okay. If Yoda was an alcoholic, he'd be the Democratic candidate in Pennsylvania. But I mean, I find it very difficult to believe that people after that debate would vote for the Democratic, option. It's again the Fetterman debate highlighted the arrogance and hubris of Democrats. If you look, Albert Stein, hello, thank you so much, sir. Safety and happiness, hello. Cindy, hello. If you look at the arrogance of the Democratic Party, they are just fine with Fetterman because they view Trump anything. Our current president could take a gigantic dump on the White House lawn in front of everybody, the whole world. And the Washington Post and the New York Times and MSNBC and CNN and Vanity Fair and Esquire, The Atlantic and BuzzFeed and Time Magazine and the Los Angeles Times and New Yorker and New York Magazine, they would say, oh my goodness, it's so fierce and brave. And you know what Biden was able to do is harness, whatever. And oh my God, he was so wonderful because, what he was pretending to be, he was experiencing what homeless people experience throughout the country in Biden's America. And he was trying to send a message. They would spin it into at least Trump isn't tweeting. If our current president took a dump on the White House lawn, and God forbid ICBMs were heading in our direction, the stock market crashed, inflation got worse, crime soared to an even higher number, they would say at least Trump isn't tweeting. So they don't care. Like Fetterman is just fine, just perfect for them. It's just fine for them. Sandiford, hello. I feel Gaddy is correct. Realistically, we are likely not impeaching Joe Biden, but we can conceivably lock down legislation and stop his agenda. I think Sandiford. I respectfully, I think that he will get impeached, and I'll tell you why. Sandiford. They don't want Sandiford. Thank you so very much. They don't want to talk about impeachment just yet because it frightens voters. It frightens certain people, certain independents. Trey Gowdy also spent a whole bunch of time in committees that tried to pin down Clinton, and these committees, for a foreign policy catastrophe under her watch, these committees didn't work. So he didn't have, and Trey Gowdy was very good, but at the same time, he wasn't Marjorie Taylor Greene or Matt Gaetz or Jim Jordan in terms of battling Democratic Party corruption. Sandiford, thank you so very much. I respectfully disagree with Gowdy because you have too many Trump Republicans um, going in. They could very well it might take to 2024, but they have to do that because the corruption is there. And payback is a you know what. So part of it is payback, yeah. But it actually is linked to criminality. If you have Hunter getting charged with firearms crimes and tax crimes, and the graft and bribery schemes aren't reflected, Discus Macabre Tuesday's very close now. It is. It certainly is. Discus Macabre, thank you. It certainly is. Sanderford, Discus Macabre, thank you. It certainly is. If you look, Sandiford, if you look at the volume, if you look at the volume of information that Republicans have to work with, I mean, Marjorie Taylor Greene is already, um, she's already written articles of impeachment pertaining to Hunter. Um, others have also backed. I mean, you have James Comer in the House Oversight. You have Jim Jordan, House Judiciary. You have Rand Paul, Ron Johnson. They've all focused on Hunter. But it's the gift that keeps on giving because, I mean, here is one example. Here is one example. So Hunter's business, Hunter's laptop shows dozens of meetings with dad business partners. So, I mean, Joe lied about that. And here's the difference between Biden's lies and Trump. Trump's lies aren't about national security. Democrats lie about grandiose topics. Okay. Holy hello. Erling, hello. So, I mean, this is just Sandiford. If you look, they will definitely lock down. They will definitely oppose Biden's agenda. Old Town. We need this red wave to go with the red moon. That's right. Thank you, Old Town. Greatly appreciated. If you look though, Sandiford, if you look, Coley, good day, hello. Thank you for watching in Australia. Um, exactly, Megan. I do remember. We couldn't talk about the laptop, and by the way, that started on Twitter. Now that Twitter will allow normal, rational debate and dialogue. See, it is rational and reasonable to be suspicious of Democrats. If you are not suspicious of Democrats, you're very likely an imbecile or a fool. It's very rational. And it's very rational to be suspicious of the Lincoln Project Republicans. Okay, you can be suspicious all you'd like of Trump, but if you haven't proven an actual crime, you don't like him. That's it. You can prove crimes. CBS News has 150 suspicious financial transactions, and the laptop emails show clear pay-to-play schemes. Joe lied about meeting Hunter's business associates. He lied. Okay? He lied about that. And that was a serious, serious issue. Because it resulted in U.S. foreign policy being altered, but also it is related directly to criminal behavior. Criminal behavior. Okay? Um, Lord. Um, you can look. Ender's Endgame, it's about far more than him. So, he has tax issues because of the 10% he gives to um, the current president. Chuck Grassley, right here. The Biden family, not merely Hunter, received approximately $6 million in a transaction with a business entity linked to a communist government. There is documentary corroboration from the laptop that mashed potato brains was going to get a significant slice, 10% for the big man. Okay, it's right there. I mean, but this is not difficult to look at. See, this just isn't difficult to look at. I mean, to decipher. You have Tony Bubalinsky. You have millions of dollars, and you have U.S. foreign policy. Democrats generally have been have had a different foreign policy than Trump. Lord Almighty, why is it so difficult to? Okay, they've had a different foreign policy. We'll just say they've had a different foreign policy than Trump pertaining to certain countries. I mean, I would love for Jim Jordan to be speaker, but I think it's going to be Kevin McCarthy. So, I mean, I'd rather have somebody more. I'd rather have somebody, that's less diplomatic, but so I mean, you just look and there's a million articles. You're going to be on the defense if federal agents have evidence to charge Trump. I mean, to charge Hunter Biden. This is going to be very difficult for Democrats to justify. Okay. Then you're going to have Twitter. I mean, think about this. Okay. You're going to then have, Lord, what is going on? This is so annoying. You're going to have not just impeachment, not just indictment of Hunter, not just Trump running. And you'll probably have a Hollywood celebrity that accidentally ended someone's life getting charged with crimes also. But you'll have Twitter. Twitter will not be a place where Democrats can just silence and suppress all the truth. Um, the problem with charging Hunter is that they're going to charge Hunter not on the actual crimes he committed, but crimes that can be used to perhaps circumvent further investigation of the graft. Okay, they know that Hunter committed crimes. They know that if they don't charge him, if they don't charge Hunter, okay, if they do not charge Hunter, they risk Republicans or a Republican administration charging Hunter for crimes that are much worse. Graft, bribery, all of these things. So the political angle, the political aspect here is that they're going to charge Hunter or give him a plea deal. This way, media can say, well, what's the problem? We were so apolitical. Even the president's son was charged, and oh my God, it's not, the Trump did worse, and you can see that they're apolitical. Look, it's like, no. They're only charging Hunter because they want to overshadow the actual true criminal activity, which is graft millions upon millions of dollars from foreign bank accounts into the bank account of Joe and Hunter. The bank accounts of Joe and Hunter. That's the issue here. That's the issue. So they have enough evidence to charge Hunter, but not just on the crimes. They're trying to create the narrative that, well, We're apolitical, but this is all political. It would be the equivalent of charging Al Capone for firearms crimes. Or I should say, like, an analogy would be charging Al Capone for firearms crimes when there is a whole lot more there to actually indict him on. Of course, we all know he went to prison for tax evasion. But here you have an issue where, um, geez, I mean, the New York Post is like impossible to like. Okay, laptop evidence. So, um, so influence on company. Here you have all the emails you need. Okay, Biden lied repeatedly, said that he had never met with um, Hunter's business associates. Okay, well, here we have, of course, I'm not going to get to the actual. Why would I get to the actual writing? Okay, he introduced um, Joe an email saying, "How can you use your influence right here?" How can you use your influence on the company's behalf? It's right there. It's right there. That is a criminal act. You're getting money, you're getting millions upon millions, and you have emails showing that the people giving you millions or hundreds of thousands, let's say, or actually, wait, millions over the span of a couple of years. The people giving you this money from a country that's being invaded now, by the way, under their watch, by the way, asked for preferential treatment, and they did receive preferential treatment. Leah, hello. Bruce, hello. Two Moons, hello. So it is not difficult to actually see with your own eyes. You're getting $50,000 a month. Skunkworks, hello. So that 90s kid, hello. This is not difficult to actually like put two and two together. Okay? It's not difficult. It's right there. And I know that people don't realize it yet. Arlene, hello. People don't realize. They just simply don't realize that um they just simply don't realize that there's going to be a paradigm shift in American politics. They don't realize that on Tuesday, the American political establishment is going to change. Twitter will no longer be a cyber extension of the DNC and Democratic Party. The House and Senate will investigate Democrats. Media and the Democratic Party will be on the defensive. Okay, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Matt Gaetz, Jim Jordan, um, James Comer. All of these people will have Rand Paul, Ron Johnson, Herschel Walker, Blake Masters, okay, Don Baldock. I really think that he has a good chance to win. I think he's on his way to winning in New Hampshire. So, and we'll find out about New Hampshire Tuesday evening. That's going to be interesting. That is going to be interesting, people. Shane B, hello. Thank you. That's going to be interesting, people. You have New Hampshire and Nevada. You have New Hampshire and Nevada, people. New Hampshire and Nevada. We'll find out. We're not going to find out about. We're not going to find out about Pennsylvania right away, but we'll find out about New Hampshire. Let's see. Who do you think will win in New Hampshire? Who do you think is going to win in New Hampshire? Don Baldock or Maggie Hassan? Right here, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to find that out pretty quickly. We'll find that out pretty quickly. Salty, you know what? It's not really a contest that people were talking about before the past couple of weeks. Teresa, hello. It's not really a contest that people were talking about. JT Carlos, hello. So, if you look, so they're focused on this litter box thing. It's so like this is why Democrats will get obliterated. Who cares? Democrats elevated this Republican. This is so hilarious. So if they backed everything they touch turns to the the fertilizer that is exponentially more expensive. Democrats can't do anything right, from governing to going after their political rivals to anything. Most undecided voters favor Baldock in New Hampshire Senate contest. Okay, if you're an undecided voter, if you are an independent, you're going to vote for the Republican, the Trump Republican. And oh, guess what? Democrats spent money elevating Don Baldock, just like they elevated Trump and then blamed the Kremlin for elevating Trump. They're the ones who did this. They're the ones who wanted Trump. And then they lost, and they said, oh no. So, exactly. Facebook is laying off people. You have to understand also, like Facebook, Twitter, these are all the most liberal people on the planet working for these tech companies. And these tech companies, it's interesting. They wouldn't be laying off people if Trump were in office. They not only sided with Democrats 2 years ago, they did everything in their power, and now they're laying off people. And now those same companies that sided with the Democratic Party are laying off people. It's like unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And this, by the way, this is going to be a huge victory for Republicans because we might not find out about Pennsylvania or Georgia or even Arizona that night. We will find out about Nevada, I think. So, um, we will find out about Nevada, and we will find out about about New Hampshire. Don Bolduc ran a fantastic campaign focused on issues like foreign policy, the economy, crime, things that Democrats, Parlock 480. My hope is that ours take everything and make the D's in media less miserable and start holding people accountable. I agree with you. I agree with you. And they will. I agree with you. Parlock 480, thank you. Thank you so much for your support. Parlock 480. They will. Impeachment is around the corner. And you'll have something to impeach for. Like, they didn't even have any criminal. You can actually accuse Biden of crimes. Graft is a serious felony. You can't accept money and then alter U.S. foreign policy. Okay, you can't force out a prosecutor because it benefits a person that's giving you 10% of their money. So, Harlock 480, thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be it's going to be a huge sea change in American politics. Parlock 480. You're going to have Marjorie Taylor Greene, Matt Gaetz, Jim Jordan, Rand Paul, Ron Johnson, James Comer going back to the House oversight. You'll have the House Intel. You'll have the Senate Intel Committee. You'll have the top. You'll have oversight, judiciary, and intel committees all in Trump Republican hands. Harlock 480, everybody here. Trump Republican hands. Not Paul Ryan, not Richard Burr, who investigated Trump and then they all wondered why Republicans lost. Sion, hello. Sion, hello. I mean, this is going to be absolutely fantastic, people. It will be absolutely fantastic. And um, he's on his way to winning. If you look right here, why New Hampshire may deliver a Senate surprise. And New Hampshire is, and of course, Mitch McConnell didn't help Baldock in the manner that he should have. They just started putting um, advertising back in the contest. I mean, can you imagine had they just kept with Baldock and Masters in Arizona? But that's the way McConnell is. He's like incompetent. If you look, let's see, RCP. Hassan up one is like basically Baldock tied or up one. Arlock 480, thank you. Barbara, it's going to take until hopefully Trump comes back in 24. Let's look at 538. They're always behind the curve on these things. I mean, it'll be very close in New Hampshire, but I think that Balda can do it. That'll be very interesting. I mean, the you look, ladies and gentlemen, and it's a pretty beautiful map. It's a pretty beautiful map. Oh Lord. Am I back? So, I mean, the great thing about New Hampshire and Nevada is that we're probably going to find out um, that night on Tuesday night. So we find out on Tuesday night. It's fantastic. So because we go into, I mean, the House will definitely be Trump Republican. Um, let's see, a whole bunch of seats have now flipped in terms of polls to House Republicans. So, I mean, you're looking at potentially over 30 seats. But let's see. Let's see. Red wave. If Lee Zeldin wins, if he can actually defeat Tammany Hall, he will be a hero. I am a bit skeptical that he'll be able to do that just because it's Tammany Hall. Just because it's Tammany Hall. So I'm a bit skeptical. But Kathy Hochul has run such a terrible campaign. It just the sense of entitlement is like it's just unbelievable. Just unbelievable. They're so far removed because the thing is, like, you have Democrats. The thing with Democrats is that they don't hang out with anyone who doesn't agree with them. So they're so far removed from the average person's vantage point when it comes to crime or inflation or homelessness. They're so far removed they don't understand. That's why Kathy Hochul was like, "Why is that so? And why is the issue of crime or locking people up so important to you? Like, what's the problem? What's the big deal?" It's like, oh, the reason it's a big deal is because every day in the news you hear of an atrocity in New York or Los Angeles. Every single day in the news you hear of some kind of atrocity, and these atrocities are like a maniac on the street, does something unthinkable, something you just wouldn't have heard. Like there was crime throughout Trump's presidency, throughout President Obama's, throughout every presidency, but not the type of crime you're seeing now. You're seeing you're seeing a unique type of like deviant crime. You're seeing this now where a 24-year-old woman in Los Angeles, a homeless man, um, like took garden shears and like attacked her and then rammed them through her skull. And thank God she lived. I mean, it's just she was doing nothing but walking, and it's like Democrats don't see this. Like everything is within the spectrum of, well, at least Trump is worse. They don't view anything in like a very rational manner. It's just Trump is worse. So anything that happens, the rebuttal is Trump is worse. So it really kind of like it doesn't make much sense. It just does not make much sense at all because you're looking at people who only speak to, like, they only have friends around them that agree with them. The average Democrat does not have. They love diversity, but certainly not diversity of thought. If you are, for example, voting for Trump, your Democratic friends, people who uh, Democrats generally either disown or they kind of stop talking to their Trump supporting friends because they don't want to. They get a visceral reaction from hearing ideas or vantage points that are different from their own. So, so, but Kathy Hochul is like the prototypical Democrat, and Lee Zeldin is like a great candidate. He actually cares. If you can hear Lee Zeldin in New York, like he actually cares. Okay, um, Kathy Hochul is like a Tammany Hall, New York Democrat, very entitled. Kind of looks like the political version of Leona Helmsley, and it's like um, that's not what people like. When she told him, she's like, "Why are you so worried about locking people up? Like our laws are enough." It's like, well, that's the problem. Nobody abides. People don't abide by the law. You have people in New York being thrown into subway tracks. I mean, it's like unbelievable. Like this didn't even happen to the extent that it's happening now in like the 70s. Like New York in the 70s and early 80s had a crime problem. Then Rudy Giuliani came in and cleaned up the city in like the 90s. But you didn't even have, I mean, you had similar things to what you have now, but now it's like completely out of control. And you have Democratic district attorneys, they can't differentiate between um like nonviolent crime and also like maniacs that are like a big menace to society. So the whole point of criminal justice reform is not to incarcerate people who just have possession or just like who. It's not like they don't differentiate. It's the same thing with the climate emergency. It's like they're going to decarbonize, and then they don't real then they complete about face and release 200 million barrels of strategic petroleum reserves. So, so anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to do this live stream to my super chat. Thank you. Um, I will do a live stream tomorrow. Okay, at probably 2 p.m. Pacific. So I'll try to do an early live stream tomorrow, about 2 p.m., then a 6 p.m. Pacific, and then an evening live stream. I'll try to do 3 live streams tomorrow, and then we're gonna rock and roll on Tuesday. Um, Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. I don't think people really remember. I mean, I don't. Sorry, I don't think people really understand um, that the entire American political establishment will be completely upended on Tuesday. Thank God, in a good way, in a very, very good way. Um, you're going to have Trump Republicans. And I don't think people really understand that. This isn't Mitch McConnell that was able to accomplish all of this. This is Donald Trump completely revamping, revitalizing the Republican Party. It's not the Liz Cheney Trump the never Trump Bush era Lincoln Project Republicans who are completely failed and never did anything good in their lives pertaining to any policy or any decision making. Shell, hello. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you, Jimmy. Everybody here, be here all throughout Tuesday, people. Eric Samurai, hello. We are going to have an amazing Tuesday, people. It will be better than November of 2016. Give me your thoughts below. God bless you all. Be safe. I will see you tomorrow, everybody. Be here at around 2